Neil Carlson here. On the phone with me is Kevin Tibbles, the correspondent with NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, based out in Chicago. I'd met him over the years when some of our local stories here went national. So, Kevin, thanks for talking to me.
Hey, good to hear your voice again, Neil.
Okay. So, what was going on 9/11 20 years ago in Chicago?
Well, I guess there's a bit of a backstory here, if you can bear with me for a couple of minutes. But as you probably know, I actually came to Chicago from the London bureau of NBC. So basically, I had only been in Chicago for about a year when this tragic event took place. And frankly, I started the day in Minneapolis, Minnesota, out by your way, because I was on my way to Winnipeg to shoot a different story when we had heard, we were at the airport at the time, that the first plane had hit the tower. And of course, from that moment on, we talked our way into a Delta lounge where we saw what happened afterwards with the second plane. And of course, like the rest of the country, we were just gobsmacked watching this thing. I think we managed to get the last rental car out of Hertz, and the next 8 hours were spent on the highway returning to Chicago from the Minneapolis airport, and of course listening or being glued to the radio the whole way here to back to Chicago, where we heard the towers fall, and then the ensuing, just the overwhelming anxiety. It was surreal, Neil, as it was for everyone for everyone around the world, because I just could never believe, despite the number of tragic things that I had seen in the course of my career, I just couldn't believe that anything like that could happen. I could not fathom that an airplane would be hijacked and flown into a building, and I could not fathom that those buildings would collapse. And of course, once I got back to Chicago, I did not go to New York, but I went straight out to O'Hare Airport, which at the time I believe was either the busiest airport in the world or one of them, and it was empty. And
that was the crazy feeling around all over. I mean, there's not much population out here where I live, but it seemed like the streets and everything just went empty.
Empty. And what a word that is. I mean, if you think of the various meanings that the word empty can take on, it was empty. And there were military vehicles blocking the entrance. And at a certain point, we were allowed in a small sort of NBC convoy to go up to take a few shots. It was just haunting. It was like an end of the world movie that people try to make in Hollywood but cannot duplicate when it really happens to you.
Okay. All right. So thanks for talking to me. Take care out there in the Windy City.
Hey, cheer, go Bears.
Okay. Later. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Neil.